Yeah, I'm David Hakimi with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. I've been an agent now for just a little under a decade. Started back in 2012 and been doing it up here in the North Denver suburbs ever since. I personally focus on the Northwest Denver suburbs between, say, Thornton and Boulder. I do have a team as well, and we collectively cover the entire Metroplex. Well, I got started with Real Geeks. Initially, I started off my career with a couple of other web providers that were just horrible, quite frankly. I knew what they should be doing and they weren't doing it. So I started to talk to some of my more seasoned colleagues, and I met a guy who was a big luxury agent down in the south end of town. He invited me to work some of his leads. Sure enough, he was running a Real Geeks platform, and I was really astonished by the SEO capabilities of the site, how sticky the site was. It was just phenomenal. It did everything I thought a site should do, but my current sites weren't doing, and it was also really reasonable. I'd compared it to some of the other competitors at the time, like Commissions Inc. and Boomtown. Those guys were just, horrendous how much money they wanted for them. The Real Geek site, by comparison, was really reasonable, and it did all the same stuff. And I will say, I've had Boomtown sites, I've got a WordPress site. Compared to all the other sites, building custom pages on Real Geeks is incredibly easy, and I find that it's incredibly easy to get them ranked too. So Real Geeks seems to be very SEO receptive. In fact, that's the thing about my site, David Sells Denver. We pay for no pay-per-click leads. I generate 3 to 5 organic leads every day, day in, day out, 100% from the organic rank on the long-term key term pages that we built out on the site. I was able to pay a group of college kids to come in and help me build out all my long-term content pages. I essentially went into the MLS and I found every search that everybody commonly asked me for. Anything that I could think of that somebody had called me in the past and said, hey, I need a house with X. We went through the fields in the back end of Real Geeks' IDX and the MLS. We lined them all up, and we built specific pages to correspond to every search that everybody had ever asked me about in the past. We have area pages, but we've also got a page for every school district. We've got a page for every suburb, but even more than that, we did things like houses with 4-car garages, houses with 3-car garages, houses that are ski in, ski out in the ski towns. That's a big one that we get. Here in Denver, people want a view, and in our MLS, Mountain View is a field. So we've got, if somebody says they want a house with a 3-car garage and a mountain view, we've got it. We built the site 5 years ago at this point, and it's still catching, like I said, anywhere from 3 to 5 leads every single day. The Real Geeks culture is one of collaboration for sure. The Facebook group's fantastic. Anytime in the past that I've had a question about how to tackle something or what the best way to build a particular page is, what the best system in the autoresponders is, a lot of different strategy out there, and everybody is really open and willing to share. I think Real Geeks is probably the best bang for the buck out of all the real estate websites. It matches almost feature for feature most of the more expensive platforms at a much lower price point. And what I find about it, like I said, it's much easier to build out, much easier to self-manage. Yeah, I would definitely recommend Real Geeks to everybody.